What's good? This is JVB representing SPD, and that is sportsperdiem.com. We had some surprising news that came out today in the NFL. The Jacksonville Jaguars released their running back, Leonard Fournette, the 4th overall pick in the 2017 draft. They let him go. Apparently, the Jacksonville Jaguars were shopping Leonard Fournette this offseason, and they say they couldn't get anything for him. You know, they said they couldn't get a 5th round pick, they couldn't get a 6th round pick for Leonard Fournette, and that's crazy as hell. I get that he's had some immaturity issues his first few seasons in the NFL, but he's still a very good running back. Maybe not an elite running back, but he's not that far off to being a top tier running back. So the Jaguars saying they couldn't get a 5th or 6th round pick for Leonard Fournette. That's crazy to me, man. Especially because the Chicago Bears traded Jordan Howard and they got back a 6th round pick from the Eagles. So I'm not sure what the exact reason was for other teams to shy away from Leonard Fournette. In his rookie season in 2017, Fournette had a good year. You know, in the Jacksonville Jaguars, you guys remember that defense, they had a really good year. They made it all the way to the AFC Championship game where they played the New England Patriots. And remember, they were beating the New England Patriots until, well, they choked that shit away. So going into 2018, there's a lot of expectations for the Jacksonville Jaguars and Leonard Fournette. Unfortunately, there was a lot of discontent down in Jacksonville. You know, there was a lot of immature personalities down there, and there was tension between the players amongst other players, and also players and the coaching staff, and then also players in the front office, namely Tom Coughlin. But just going back to 2018 and Leonard Fournette, you know, he was a part of all that tension, that discontent, all that immaturity. You know, Leonard Fournette was one of those guys, a part of that, and then he got hurt, and then he came back, and then he got hurt again, and then he came back, and then he got suspended, and then he came back. So it was a real bad season for Leonard Fournette. It was a real bad season for the Jacksonville Jaguars, and it was the beginning of the end. But last year in 2019, you know, Leonard Fournette had a comeback season. He had his best offensive season to date, over 1,100 rushing yards, to go along with 76 receptions. And that showed something, you know, that showed that Leonard Fournette is not just a bruising running back. You know, he's not just going to break tackles, but he can also catch the ball out the backfield, making him a dynamic dual threat running back. Now, with all that said, of course, I'm going to tie this all back to the beloved, the Chicago Bears, and asking you guys, should the Bears go out and acquire Leonard Fournette? The Bears' starting running back is David Montgomery, but he is dealing with a groin injury, and his status for week 1 is unclear. And we all know how tricky those kind of injuries are. And if you David Montgomery, you know, you might be ready to go back out there in week 2, but one false move and you can tweak the groin again. It's something that you could be possibly dealing with the whole season. But let's say David Montgomery's unavailable to play week 1 against the Detroit Lions. Are you going to be confident with Tariq Cohen and Cordero Patterson leading the way in the backfield? I'm going to make it easy for you. The answer is no. We all already know that Tariq Cohen is not designed to be an every down back. You can't be going out there giving him 30-plus touches all the time. And then you're going to have Cordero Patterson back there, who is much bigger than Tariq Cohen, but still, just like Tariq Cohen, Cordero Patterson is a gadget player. He is not an every down running back. You know, you should not be toting the ball 30 times with Cordero Patterson or Tariq Cohen. It don't work like that. So when it comes to Leonard Fournette, if you're the Chicago Bears, my question is, why not kick the tires on him? He's only 25 years old. He was the 4th overall pick in the 2017 draft. And don't get it twisted. He's not a bust. He had one bad season. His rookie season, he was good. His sophomore season, he was trash. And last year, he was pretty good. And oh, by the way, you know, that really good offensive season he had last year, who was his offensive coordinator? John DeFilippo, who now works with Matt Nagy on that coaching staff. For those of you who will argue that David Montgomery is the guy and they don't need nobody else, I would say we don't know if David Montgomery is the guy. So why not bring in another guy? If David Montgomery and Leonard Fournette are both good, you know, that's fucking good to me. So if the Bears got Leonard Fournette and David Montgomery, and you got Tariq Cohen and Cordero Patterson with their little special packages, I don't see nothing wrong with that. Especially when you got 2 iffy quarterbacks in Mitch Trubisky and Nick Foles. You can use all the offensive help you can possibly get with either one of those guys being your starting quarterback. So in my opinion, you know, should the Bears go out and kick the tires on Leonard Fournette? Why not? You don't got to give up anything for him. You know, you don't got to pay him much. You can only give him a 1-year deal and call it a day. If he does well, cool. You know, maybe we re-sign him. If not, if we don't re-sign him, if he fails, we still got David Montgomery under contract, so we good. I just look at it like a change of scenery, you know, especially at 25 years old, you know, maybe going to a new environment will change his whole mindset, you know, along with getting older and getting more experience in life. You know, maybe that's what Leonard Fournette needs right now. But that's how I feel. That's my opinion. You know, I don't know where Leonard Fournette's going to eventually end up. But if you are the Chicago Bears, Ryan Pace, Matt Nagy and company, I think you should really consider signing Leonard Fournette. But I'm out. Like the video and share the video. And do not forget to subscribe to the channel. Until next time, take it easy. God bless. Peace.